And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. So we're getting set for the 15th race of the season for the PCSRA Foster Series. After this race, we only have 5 more races left to go until the chase for the championship. So time is starting to run out for these drivers that are trying to vie for the 16 spots in this season's chase for the championship. As you look at the point standings entering today's race, the Auto Club 450 laps about to get underway, and we could end up seeing some pitch strategy possibly in this race. Danielle Witter starts on the pole position. She's had a miserable year, 35th in the point standings. Heather Gallant alongside of her. Gallant, on the other hand, comes into this race 13th in the point standings. She's currently still has a chance to try to make the playoffs. Zachary Taylor in row number 2. He's 24th in points. And Jackie Tang alongside our winner earlier on this season. He is 11th in the point standings. Time to get these cars rolling off on the track. You can check down the description for the official starting lineup, or you can check over here the right side of your screen. You'll see where these drivers will start. So I'm going to go ahead and get these cars rolling off so you can see the starting grid over here. There it is right there. And in just a second, I need to delete something real quickly. Save game, California Cup. I don't know which one this is. While the cars are rolling off, here is the top 10 in the point standings presented by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. I think this is for the... Let me see what this one is. Oh, you can go away. I can do this. You can go away. Noah Platts is the points leader by 18 points over Emmanuel Hartnett. 72 points ahead of Jaleesa Kuzman, who's 3rd in the point standings. Sam Davis and Kyle Langland complete your top 5. Then it's Jessica Shelton, last week's winner Cody Smart, Kate Anderson, Kaylee Rankin, and Jesse Art complete the top 10. We've had 14 winners so far. We have how many inside the top 30? We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 drivers that are currently inside the top 30 in points. We'll discuss that in just a second. But let's get these drivers rolling. California Dreamin' under the lights here. As we're getting set to go racing, the Auto Club 400 at Auto Club Speedway is green, under the lights, prime time racing. Let's go racing. This race is starting at of course, we start at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's what the race I've scheduled for. Daniel Witter down the back straightaway. Here comes Heather Gallant right now. Gallant comes into this race, as I said, 13th in the point standings. She is the driver who is on the bubble to try to make it into the playoffs, as she will lead lap number 1 in the Apple colors this week. New sponsor for her this weekend. There's Zachary Taylor in 2nd. Taylor, as I said, comes in this race 24th in the point standings. He's got to be a bit careful here because he is a total of, let me see here, 4. He is a total of 63 points ahead of 30th in the standings, which is Chase Brooks. Zachary Taylor cannot afford a bad finish tonight, or his win at New Hampshire will not count towards a spot into the playoffs. So that's what Taylor's got to hope for, a good run today. Check the back of the field here. Ian Griffith is back here. So is Tori Gossett. Shane Lake's back here. There's Paul Minnick back here at the rear of the field. Chase Brooks, by the way, one of 4 drivers running a brand new paint scheme. iRacing on his Ford Mustang out of Rick Gore Racing. There's 2 of them in tonight's race, the other being Samet Ozkan, who raced his way in via the non-charter race. This is Nathan Orman's new Exalta colors on his Chevy Camaro. He's got his teammate Kyle Langland in front of him, CJ Bracken, former winners this season. Brendan Rogers in the 09. He raced his way in earlier today in the non-charter race. You saw that race earlier today. Jamie Pintor, the other California driver. Got a lot of Californians in this race. Doug Ellinger raced his way in via the non-charter. There's Sean Art's new paint scheme, the Comscope colors, on his Trackhouse 99. Sean is 21st in the point standings. They're 4 wide. Look out, and around they go, and there goes Doug Ellinger. Sean Art's collected. Nick Voiles is in it. Carlos Anat. Remy Crampton is in it. Ian Griffith, yellow is out. Pintor's in it. Sean Art, Kate Anderson's collected. Oh, baby CJ nearly got wrecked by Shane Lake. Caution is out. That's Haley Jarentowski you saw in the 53. And there's PJ Williams. A couple of drivers raced their way in. There's Samet Ozkan. And a lot of damage for Remy Crampton. 26 in the points. Her day is going to be, or her night rather, is going to be done. You knew that was going to happen sooner or later. Oh, that was a violent wreck by Carlos Anat. Let's take a look at the replay here. See, I mean, they had plenty of room to go 4 wide, but they just got lenient on one another. And I don't know how Doug Ellinger didn't get spun out, but he saved a lot hard hit for the 7, 47, 42 goes upside down. Let's go to Sean Art. We were looking at the 99. As Kate, looks like the 51 got turned. Let's see how they got together. Same thing. I think what happened was the 136. Okay, no, the 136. Looks like Sean turned Nick Voiles up into Kate Anderson. Jamie Pintor took all 4 cars up into the wall. Doesn't look like Sean's car is badly damaged, other than giving a shot to the Beauhaven Ford Mustang of Jamie Pintor. But I think Senor Sean got away with one. Excuse me. Had something in my throat. Looks like we had pit stops going on. Heather Gallant leads us back. Will lead us back to the restart. Looks like these drivers realize if they pit now, they can make it to the end. Because remember, 50 laps is the max these cars can go on a fuel run. Because they are on the cup physics here tonight. This is big for Heather Gallant, because her husband is a former winner this season, but her husband is outside the top 30 in points, meaning his win from Chicagoland would not count towards a spot into the playoffs. As Heather Gallant will lead us. Shane Lake is a total, if I do the math in my head, 56, 70. He is currently 82 points back of 30th in the standings after doing the math in my head. Yeah, he has 82 points, so Shane Lake needs a good run today. Gallant's the leader. Hartnett, Davis, Zachary Taylor, Jesse Art, Samet Ozkan, William Davis, Zachary Fitzwater. Looks like Jared Underhill's got a problem. Daniel Witter and Scarlett Wallace, the top 10. So tough break for Jared Underhill. Unscheduled stop for him. He'll probably go a lap down as the green flag is back out. Drivers out after that incident were the 4 drivers that were out of the race. They were Remy Crampton, Carlos Anat, Nick Voiles, and Ian Griffith. As Hartnett, second in points, is going to take the lead. Crampton, as I say, came in his race 26 in the points. Carlos Anat came in his race 29th in the point standings. Nick Voiles was 17th in points. And Ian Griffith came into this race, as Jesse Art's going to take the lead. Ian Griffith came in this race 16th in points, and Jared Underhill's out of the race due to a suspension failure on his car. And Jared came this race 23rd in points, so that's a tough break for Jared as he has now taken his number 6 car back behind the wall. I see some damage to the points leader, Noah Platts. I didn't see what happened. Let's see what happened to Platts. He's got a lot of damage. Now, how did this happen? And that's big right there. The points leader involved. That's 2 weeks in a row for the points leader. But I don't know where he got all that damage from. We're about to find out. Wonder if that was coming out of the pits. Unless we missed we missed the contact there. But it looks like Platts ran in the back, I think, of another driver. I don't know who. PJ Williams got a lot of damage to the Burger King machine. So apparently, points leader in trouble. I don't know if it was Senor Sean. I don't know who had rear end damage. Not Cody McGorvick. But that is bad news for the points leader. And this is good news for the drivers that were trying to run down Platts for the points lead. Sam Davis is now taking the lead. I wanted the 11, not the 10, you derping game. Thank you. Sam Davis came in this race 4th in the points, and with the troubles Noah Platts had, this is going to really help Noah. This is really going to hurt. I'm starting to wonder if Jamie Pintor, don't know who the 32 hit. It might have been Sean. Because Sean's about to be losing this draft. I'm starting to wonder if the 21 and the 99 had to come in together, coming out of the pit lane, by the way. How about a couple of go-or-go-homers? Samet Ozkan, Haley Jarentowski, 2 drivers that raced their way in earlier today via the non-charter race. Jarentowski making her 3rd start. Samet Ozkan making his, if I can find Samet, the Swede. He's making a 2nd start. He got a 13th place finish in his last start. There's Jessica Shelton here. We talked about Hendrick Motorsports, who has been to victory lane 3 times this season. Well, Shelton has yet to go to victory lane this season. Scarlett Wallace in 2nd in the green colors this week. She's 31st in the point standing, so if she gets a win, and of course she is ahead of Chase Brooks, she would get herself in the top 30 in points and and have her victory, if she does win today, to count towards a spot into the playoffs. Sam Davis currently the leader. This is going to hurt Noah Platts in the points. Kate Anderson came as race 8th in the points. And, of course, she was involved in that incident. There's P.J. Williams. Tough break for P.J. Williams, who raced his way in. Do I see some damage to Zachary Fitzwater's car? Let me look. Oh, yes, he does. I think he's got a little damage to the rear end of his gear wrench, and I'm starting to wonder if somebody ran the back of him under the yellow, because there would be no other reason why Fitzwater's back here. Nathan Orman's back here. Zachary Taylor, last time by in the 20th position. Taylor needs to stay in the top 30 in points for his win to count towards a spot into the playoffs. As we're going back up to the leaders here, as Sam Davis is going to take the lead. Shelton is now in 2nd. Jarentowski 3rd. Scarlett Wallace in 4th. And Kyle Langland is 5th. Quiet run for Teal. Teal Hedgehog, a.k.a. Kyle Langland. This is, by the way, Kyle Langland's rookie year on the Foster Series. And so far, through 14 starts, 1 win, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, an average finish of a 17.14. And he's currently 4th in the standings. His average starts 21st. So it has been a very good year for the rookie out of Hendrick Motorsports. I believe all of the... In fact, Hendrick Motorsport... Nice, motivational, whatever. Okay, but as I was going to say, nice job for all 4 rookies as far as that's concerned. Now, Jessica Shelton is one of those drivers who's right near the cut line as far as trying to make the playoffs is concerned. She's, like I said, 6th in points. And with the troubles that Noah Platts has had, this could put her possibly in the top 5 in the points. And looks like Kuzman is in 30th. And, of course, she came in this race 3rd in points, so this is not going to be good for Kuzman. 37 drivers on the lead lap. Nobody a lap down. And, of course, the 5 drivers out of the race. Jared Underhill due to a mechanical failure. And then the other 4 were due to our only incident of this race here tonight. Of course, the next 5 races will comprise of Bristol Talladega Gateway, the new Gateway, which is Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway, Indianapolis, and then the regular season finale at Daytona, a better Daytona. Before we start the playoffs at Kentucky, Hillside, in our first elimination race at Ricky, in which 4 drivers will have their championship hopes come to a disappointing end. And I've done Ricky on this channel before, and it produces some very good racing, so I wouldn't be surprised if it'll be good racing. Of course, next week we'll be at the Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. Non-charter racing will start at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Green flag for the main event will start at noon Eastern Standard Time from the Last Great Coliseum. Daniel Witter, 35th in the points, trying to go for the lead. It's going to be really borderline for Daniel Witter to get herself in the top 30 in points. She's yet to have a top 5 or a top 10 this season. She's the only driver who's yet to have a top 10 this season. Jesse Art, there's Chase Brooks going to go for 2nd. Chase Brooks wins. He would be in the playoffs because Chase Brooks, by the way, comes in this race in that critical 30th position in points as Sam Davis nearly committed female abuse on Jesse Art. That was close. And, of course, Chase Brooks is now leading. Of course, as I said, he's one of 2 drivers sponsored by iRacing. Cement Ozcon is the other. And, of course, those schemes are exactly the same, the 79 and the 15. One is going for the playoff. One's going full-time and trying to make the playoffs. The other is a go-or-go-homer. Of course, we'll see the day scheme for Kyle Langland in the final 5 races of the regular season, which of course comprises of the tracks I just mentioned. Of course, next week is Bristol. That would be the Food City 500. Be our longest race, by the way, for the Foster Series. And then the following week will be the High Banks of Talladega which will be the Aaron's 499. That will also be an 11 a.m. Central Time start, noon Eastern. Gateway will be at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, green flag. Indianapolis will be at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, green flag. Daytona will be at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, green flag. And those are for the main event points. How weird, we're going to Daytona. That's not the Daytona 500. It will be the Pepsi 400. Because we gave the season opener rights to Coca-Cola. And of course, we started this series towards the end of 2022. And we're already getting closer to the end of the season here. Chase Brooks currently the leader. Of course, he is the only one. He's one of a few drivers who've yet to score a top 5. Pintor and Minnick are the others that are full. Well, Pintor, Minnick, Witter, Gossett, and Liera. And I just seen Ali Liera's car right there. She's currently in the 4th position. She's yet to score a top 5 this season. Kyle Langland currently, and now the other thing is, Kyle Langland and Sam Davis are several drivers that are trying to catch Noah Platts, because if you win the regular season, that is 15 playoff points, which those 15 playoff points could be the difference if you're going to move on to the next round or if you'll be one of the 4 drivers eliminated. Because when we get to after the first elimination race where 4 drivers are going to get eliminated, remember, if you win and you're in the playoffs, that's 5 playoff points going into the reformatted next round of the playoffs. And like I said, that could be the difference if you're going to make the next round or get eliminated. And it's really critical for some of these drivers who have not been to victory lane that would like to go to victory lane here. Because right now, Emmanuel Hartnett, where is he running on track? He's 15th, and of course, he came in this race 2nd in points, and of course, he's going to probably take the points lead, barring where Sam Davis and Jalecia Kuzman finish. Sam Davis is currently in 3rd, so as of now, Sam Davis would take the points lead heading into next week at Bristol. And Kuzman is 31st. She was 3rd in points, so she'll definitely take a big hit in the standings. But remember, we have 14 races, 14 different winners. We have not had a repeat winner in this series. So the question is, are we going to have one here tonight, or are we going to have to wait until next week at Bristol to have a repeat winner? Because for the go-or-go-homers that raced their way in, like the 79, 53, 136, let me look here, 32, 70, and 09. As far as those 6 are concerned, even if they go to victory lane, it will not be enough for them to make it into the top 30 in points for their wins to count towards a spot in the playoffs, because, of course, they're go-or-go-homers. What they're trying to do is just get a win to lock themselves into next season's all-star race. That's all they have to do. And, of course, Sam Davis trying to become our first repeat winner. Same with Kyle Langland. Nathan Orman all of a sudden has popped up into the top 10 in that 24 car. He was near the rear of the field. He's all the way up. Well, now he's going to get shuffled back because he's up on that high line. But he was all the way up to 5th. Jesse Art's up here having a quiet run. Jesse's had a rough couple of weeks, even though she's still 10th in the point standings. But in the other perspective you got to think about is those drivers that have a single crooked number in the win column. You know, like Platts, Hartnett, Davis, Langland, Smart, Jesse Art. Speaking of Smart, where is Cody Smart? Last week's winner. He's all the way in 26, so Cody would definitely ill afford a bad finish since he went to victory lane last week. I mean, for those drivers, if you want to mention them, you know, they're so far up in the point standings. I mean, like I said, if they get a second win, it's going to be very impossible for them to fall outside the top 30 in the point standings, as Jesse Art's going to take the lead. But like I said, if you get a second win here, like those drivers I just mentioned, you would have the points lead by 5 points over the other drivers who have a win this season, as they're about to lap Jamie Pintor, who's had a rough night tonight. Jesse Art's going to get around him without much of a problem. Been a dismal night for Jamie Pintor, who's trying to be a courteous back marker. Going to let Kyle Langland go. Baby CJ's up there, and don't look now, they're going to have another lap car. That's Noah Platts, the points leader. Of course, Platts is so far high up in points, it's looking very impossible for Noah Platts to fall out of the top 30 in points, because he has a huge point lead over 30th in the standings, which is a little over a few races, like a full race. So, there you go. Jesse Art trying to get her second win of the year, our winner from Rockingham, North Carolina. Chase Brooks trying to get his first win of the year. And of course, Chase Brooks came in this race in that critical 30th position in the points. If he were to win today, he would not only get himself into the playoffs, but he would also get away from 30th in the standings. Because remember, you've got to be in the top 30 in points for your win to count towards the spot in the playoffs. Zachary Taylor's in 26. Next cars they're going to have to worry about lapping will be the 32 and the 2. And I can tell you all three Penske cars will definitely be heading into next week's next 5 races basically in a must-win situation. And Sam Davis is going to retake the lead. Kate Anderson is just coming off turn number 4, so the leaders won't worry about her for the moment. I think the big one's going to be the 51, the 21, because like I said, they're badly off the pace due to the damage they got. And that's 2 weeks in a row for Noah Platts, who was so consistent early on. And ever since All-Star break, that 21 team has completely fallen apart and is in danger of losing the points lead. What they got to hope for is a yellow. Yeah, and looks like Fitzwater's got damaged. James Qualls has lost the pack. Tough break for James Qualls. Platts will end up 36. Kiesman's going to end up, is currently 29th. And Hartnett, who comes in this race second in the points, is in the top 10. But the problem is Sam Davis is leading this race with 10 to go, as his good friend Chase Brooks going for the lead. Never thought I would be saying this. Rick Ware Racing trying to go to victory lane and possibly have their chance to win the championship and make the playoffs. Jesse Art, Kyle Langland. If either one of them get their second win of the year, that will definitely confirm their playoff spots. And could also be the number 1 seed going into the reformatted playoff standings. And here comes Langland, trying to take the lead as Jesse Art got really tight through the center of the corner there. But here comes Kyle Langland. Came in this race 5th in the points. He was like this in the Oreo Cup Series, had a consistent season, made the playoffs, got eliminated early. And Kyle Langland trying to become our first repeat winner. In fact, all these drivers that have a win this season that are inside the top 30 in points, if they go to victory lane a second time, that would solidify themselves a spot into this season's chase for the championship. Shane Lake is currently 21st. And he's a driver who has a win this season, but is outside the top 30 in the points. Kyle Langland currently still your race leader. Scarlett Wallace in second, Jesse Art, Sam Davis, Chase Brooks. Your top 5. The top 3 of the top 4, I was going to say top 4 have been to victory lane, but 3 of the top 4 have been to victory lane. Art, Langland, Davis. Scarlett Wallace has not. And this is a well-needed run for Scarlett Wallace. 31st in the points. This is going to definitely help her get back in the top 30 in points. Jesse Art going to go for the race lead. Her brother Kyle Langland, going by Kyle Langland for the lead. Her brother Sean Art has had a difficult night, and Sean's going to be going into these next 5 races basically facing elimination and a must-win situation. Jesse Art, on the other hand, is doing very well. Would like to see both Trackhouse cars go to victory lane together and make the playoffs together. But if one of them makes the playoffs, then that should be okay. Another driver I haven't talked about, David Heller. He is 30th. Ooh. David Heller did not need another bad finish. He got it away from 30th in the standings. He could be getting back closer to 30th in the standings. And if that's the case, William Davis could have a chance to make the playoffs. As we're at 5 to go, before to go next time by. They'll be catching Kate Anderson. How far are they catching to PJ Williams? Pretty soon. If we get a caution here, it will end this race because we're past the red flag lap of 4 to go. Davis now to the lead. Sam Davis is the only Davis brother who has been to victory lane this season. Sam Davis trying to build. He is one of 3 Joe Gibbs Racing cars who has gone to victory lane this season. If he were to win tonight, it would be his second win and a solidified spot into the playoffs. Don't count out baby CJ in third, CJ Bracken. How about a great run for Cody McGarvick, a driver who's really been struggling in the points table. Or actually, he's doing good in points. Of course, his teammate's been struggling in the points. Cody McGarvick, by the way, is ahead of Heather Gallant, so that could put Cody McGarvick in the final transfer spot, barring if Shane Lake can get in the top 30 in points, which as of now, he was last time I scored in 21st. Now the ticker just got updated, and Shane Lake's now in 20th. This is definitely what Shane Lake needs. And of course, with Carla Sinat 29th in the points, had troubles tonight. Jamie Pintor has had troubles tonight. Remy Crampton has troubles tonight. We'll see if that will get Shane Lake in the top 30 in points as we're at the white flag. One more lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Any of these top 3 go to victory lane, it will be win number 2, our first repeat winner, and a solidified spot in the playoffs. Look like I see one of the iRacing cars came to pit road. That is Chase Brooks. Chase Brooks just came to pit road for a problem. That sucks for him. But off of turn number 4, second win of his Foster Series career, Sam Davis wins the Auto Club 400 at Auto Club. And now Sam Davis has possibly confirmed himself a spot into this season's chase for the championship. Well done, Sammy, my brother. Well done. He becomes our first repeat winner of 2023. And Sam Davis is looking like he might be a threat to be in the playoffs. So we only had one caution tonight. Should have waited for the standings to be official, but they will be. I will fix the deal in just a second. Now the standings are official, and I don't know why these drivers are saying retired, even though they finished on the lead lap. I will fix that. But Sam Davis, more than likely, he will take the points lead heading into next week's race. CJ Bracken, so close, but a second place for him. He's going to move himself in the top 10 in the point standings. So is Jesse Art will stay in the top 10 in the points with a third place run. Jackie Tang in fourth. He'll also stay in the top 10 in the points leaving today. Scarlett Wallace, well-needed run for her. 31st in points, 5th place. Great run for that rookie. Cody McGorvick in the was top 15 coming in. With the troubles that drivers ahead of him in points had, he could possibly put himself in the conversation of trying to make the playoffs as he gets 6th. Nathan Orman, the hometown kid, 7th. Ormy was 18th in points, so a nice bounce-back run after a poor race last week at Texas. Jessica Shelton finishes 8th, Paul Minnick 9th, and Ali Liera 10th. Well-needed run for Ali, 32nd in points. A number of drivers who needed good runs, like Wallace, Liera, they got it. Good job to them. Kyle Langland missed the top 10, but he'll finish 11th. Brendan Rogers, go or go homer in 12th. Emmanuel Hartnett, 2nd in points, could still be 2nd in points leaving tonight. Kaylee Rankin and Daniel Witter, well-needed run for that 45 after she has had a dismal season so far. Bradley Ream, go or go homer. Haley Jarentowski, 16th and 17th. William Davis, Shane Lake, 19th. We're going to see where this is going to situate Shane Lake, because he did finish ahead of Tori Gossi. He didn't finish ahead of Wallace or Liera. He did finish ahead of Chase Brooks. He did finish ahead of Sanat. Ooh. And he also finished ahead of Tori Gossett. So, that's going to be close for Shane Lake. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but he just got closer and closer to being in the 30th position in the points. We'll see. And Zachary Taylor, 20th. So Taylor is going to definitely get away from 30th in the standings. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, Doug Ellinger, 26. David Heller, poor result, 29th. That's going to put him right near that 30th position in points. Chase Brooks was the first car one lap down. He did not retire. He finished one lap down, but he finished the race. Jamie Pintor finished the race. 37 drivers finished the race. 32 on the lead lap. Zachary Fitzwater was the last of them. 5 drivers finished out of the race. Jared Underhill due to a suspension failure. And then Crampton, Sanat, Voiles, and Griffith due to our only yellow of tonight's race. But that's going to do it from here at Auto Club Speedway. Sam Davis becomes a 2-time winner this season. We'll see where this is going to put him in the points. I think he'll take the points lead heading into next week's race at Bristol. Thank you all for joining us for tonight's race. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We showed your full finish results. We'll show your point standings in our pre-race show next week at Bristol Motor Speedway. But until then, I've been Daniel Volo signing off. You've been watching another broadcast of PCSRA TV, celebrating 13 years of existence, the best NR racing since 2017. As this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the Authority of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the account's description of this broadcast may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association. PCSRA wants to thank you for watching this broadcast, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's race. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.